What would you do if the place you've always called home suddenly felt unsafe? That's the question now facing 49 Afrikaner families, mostly farmers from South Africa's heartland, who have set off on a charter flight bound for the United States. Tucked into this small convoy are men, women, and even children, all carrying the weight of a very public debate over land reform, racial justice, and refugee policy. They're due to land at Washington's Dulles International Airport on Tuesday, where U.S. officials plan a formal welcome ceremony, an extraordinary gesture that has ignited passions on both sides of the Atlantic. At the center of this controversy is an executive order signed by President Trump in February, known as Mission South Africa, which fast-tracked refugee status for Afrikaners claiming racial persecution. The White House described their plight as horrible, accusing South Africa's land expropriation agenda of targeting white farmers unfairly. But, back in Pretoria, Foreign Minister Ronald Lamola called the American program entirely politically motivated, insisting there is no evidence of systematic persecution. No farm has been seized under our new expropriation bill, Lamola told reporters, reminding everyone that Afrikaners still own roughly 70% of private farmland and enjoy standards of living above the national average. Despite Pretoria's insistence, the perception of risk runs deep. Earlier this year, a handful of violent clashes on commercial farms rattled rural communities, and rumors of vigilante-style attacks, some later disproven, sent shockwaves through those regions. As a result, about 54 Afrikaners applied for U.S. resettlement. After background checks, 5 were disqualified for past criminal convictions, leaving the decisive group of 49 travelers now en route. On the ground, South African officials say they can't stop anyone with a valid passport from leaving, provided no legal cases are pending. Transport Department spokesperson Colin Masibi reminded us that South Africans have a constitutional right to immigrate. Yet, critics argue this refugee fast track creates a double standard. Just weeks ago, asylum seekers from Afghanistan and Syria faced new hurdles, while these Afrikaners enjoyed a direct pipeline to American soil. Within South Africa's civil society, the move has fractured opinion. Dirk Herman, head of the Solidarity Union, stunned many by declaring, "We are committed to build a future here. We are not going anywhere." AfriForum leader Callie Creel echoed that sentiment. "We don't want to move elsewhere." Meanwhile, pro-Trump rallies have sprung up in Pretoria, complete with MAGA hats and chants, as a small but vocal minority cheers on the flight's departure. Overseas, Church World Service, a key U.S. resettlement agency, has quietly prepared to welcome the newcomers, arranging housing, schools, and job placement support across states from Alabama to California. U.S. State Department officials, speaking off the record, say they are actively interviewing applicants and prioritizing their smooth integration, a sharp contrast to the public anxiety over routine visa backlogs and lengthy asylum queues. So what does this mean for South Africa's image abroad? To some analysts, it risks painting the nation as a country still mired in racial tension, just as it seeks foreign investment and tourism. To others, it underscores the global reach of domestic policies and how quickly local fears can spiral into international headlines. And will more Afrikaners follow? At present, no additional resettlement applications have been filed, and most community leaders insist the exodus will be limited.